I've never wanted to part with Exterminator or Firehouse Crew. But it had reached a stage where when Sizzla came in the crew, after a while Sizzla started giving up some different vibes. When I see this kind of thing, I said, no, this is where I have to part ways. Because Fatis was not strong enough to control Sizzla. And then the negative vibe was creeping up. And at the same time, it was Jesse Gender who was also in Sizzla's ears. Jesse came with that energy and it started going into Sizzla's head. From Jesse came into the Exterminator crew, Sizzla started born God too.
Born on October the 20th, 1964, in the district of Davyton, located in the parish of Manchester, Jamaica, and raised as the 7th of 9 children in a strict Adventist family. Jephthah McClymont O.D., better known today as Luciano, a second-generation Jamaican roots reggae singer, began his recording career in 1992 with his first single entitled Ebony and Ivory, on which he was credited as Stepper John on the Aquarius record label. However, since then the world have come to know him as the messenger, belting out hits such as It's Me Again, Jah, Who Could It Be, Lord Give Me Strength, just to name a few. Yes, we all know the hits, but how much do we know about the man himself, about his journey? Well, today we get to learn a little more from the man himself, the messenger, Luciano.
You know, I have to give thanks because I grew up in the church and most of my experience in the church singing harmonies with the groups and on the choir. I was just singing on the choir too, you know. But singing harmonies and learning to write my songs by just learning the choruses that I would sing at church. I said, okay, you have a hook, you have a punchline, and then you have some verses that explain what you're singing about in the hook. And just get your chords, and then I was moving ahead with my music. So I started learning to play my guitar from early, in age 10, 11, coming up from 12, I was singing my own songs and writing my own lyrics. So when I came to Kingston, I intended to embark upon my music career. And I started going around from Mr. Castro Brown, Aquarius Records, to Castro Brown. And then I met with Mr. Freddie McGregor from Big Ship Label. But when I went to Mr. Castro Brown, New Name Records, that's where I met Mikey General. Very good friend, a good brother. When I met Mikey, from day one, he and I just connected, the spirit, the energy. Mikey was very instrumental in when I started smoking cannabis, because Mikey was always smoking a spliff until I decided I can try it one day. Them time you had Mr. Derek Barnett playing bass and doing engineering at Castro Brown, and then you had Mr. Noel Brownie, and they were two of the top musicians and engineers. I met some of the great artists run by Castro Brown, Mr. Castro Brown, which is New Name Studio. New Name Studio was the first studio that brought about digital recording. A lot of people were saying, a lot of the older school, because you know you have digital and you have analog. You have analog and you have digital. And a lot of the analog studio owners, they were bashing Mr. Castro Brown and saying, well, we're going with all this digital thing. It's joke thing, this can't work. But you see what has happened now, because this digital take over the whole world and analog, you can't even get parts for some of the analog machines. So Mr. Brown knew what he was doing. And when I met Mr. Freddie McGregor, the captain for Big Ship Label, when I met him, you know, he heard me singing some dubs one day and he said, oh, do you know, you're talented. He said, oh, you come check me out and give me some rhythms. And I think the reason why he said I was professional, he gave me some rhythms. I think he gave me about 6 rhythms one day on a cassette. And by the time I go home, I just write, I find 6 songs ready for the 6th rhythm. So by the next day, I find myself a big shape and I say, King, I'm ready. And I say, you ready? I say, yes, King. Because you know when you want something, Emily, you don't want to itch, you don't want to no joke thing, because when I left Manchester coming to Kingston, I said to myself, I come to further my life. and better myself. I don't come play around. I come see all of youth and youth that play around with them things and sing a one song and them feel like them achieve the greatest thing in life and stop the song. No. Me feel say if you just make hits and anytime we have free time, I go into the studio. So when Father Freddie gave me the rhythms, I think at that time Mikey Spice was also working on an album for Freddie. Then time when I doing my music, I never had a chick nor a child. I never even want no woman at them time because I said to myself, say, I want to achieve something with my life because there's a thing about the energy. If you have your energy divided in so many different parts, you don't get to focus on what you want to do. And I find many of my great artists, there's a lot of great artists who could have achieved great things with their life, but them get caught up in family life and things. I say it's okay. Wait until you set the thing out. The thing about it, when I met a major name, Presley. Presley is a great singer. When I hear Presley sing, I used to say, man, what a man can sing, man. And I always say to Presley, you have a big in a yacht. And Presley say, you think so? I say, what do you mean if I think so? He say, you have a big singer in a yacht. I say, you're the Jamaican Presley. And he laugh and he say, well, oh, it make me feel good, you know. The one thing about you know, I'm saying, no, put fun and joke aside, yeah, I can sing in a fire. Then one day, Presley come to me and tell me, say, him have got married. Jesus Christ. Say, last year. So I say, Presley, you sure, man? I say, wait, don't wait, Presley. And Presley said, I made this chicken and I tell you, God, this is it, Luciano. Can't look no further right now, I tell you the truth. She's my destiny. So I say, Presley, just be a little man till you break out, do your music and, you know. I say, I can't wait. Anyhow, Presley went ahead and got married, never invited me to the wedding. I feel like I'm not like, I said, the man them asked me for my blessing. Anyhow, if I'm Presley married, I don't see back Presley. Not saying that married life mash him up, you know, but I think he went ahead and gone into the church and he's down doing some ministry. I think he lives in Canada at the moment. But you know, when I finished up my album, I remember I was about on the 12th song for Shake It Up Tonight album. And I saw Mikey Spice stroll in the studio one day. And I was singing a song about, Do You Remember? I was singing a song about, it's like a love song, you know. And I said, do you remember? I don't have the melody full in my head now, but it was a nice love song. I said to the girl, say, you don't remember me? You pass me like you don't know me. But try and think, I'm the same guy you knew some years ago. We had a good time and Mikey came in the studio and Mikey was like laughing at the song. But we just start the song, you know, because sometimes when you start a song, it takes a time for it to materialize and come to fruition. By the time the song finished and Freddie and Dalton, oh God bless that Dalton soul. Dalton was a guitarist, but he sing the harmony also. When they finished the song, you couldn't believe, man. Talk about production. Talk about someone who's professional. I have to give it to Mr. Freddie McGregor, the captain. Because when I see the type of work he put down, I could only follow the same tradition and try and be, like emulate him and try to be as professional as he. Because how them do it, when I hear about my song, I couldn't believe. Because I always do the songs and leave. And when I hear about the songs with them, fix the harmonies and overdub the horns and whatever, I felt so good in myself, man. You know? So give thanks, Captain. I know he's going through a little challenge at the time. Just send my prayers for him, man. God bless him, you know? So when I look back and look on the road of life and I said, boy, I still give thanks because I have life and I have achieved a great lot with my music career and Mr. Copeland Forbes, Mr. Philip Burrell, Fatis, Mr. Dean Fraser, all these great people have helped to really bring me to where I am in this music, yeah. Mr. Sly and Robbie, Firehouse Crew, all these great people. The Daffodils, the Harmony Singers, everyone play a part. You know, Sir Dusty from Firehouse, Danny Basie. Because many times Fatis I would work with Mr. Sly on drums and Danny on bass. A lot of people don't know. Fatis had a thing about chemistry. When Exterminator touched the road, you know, the Exterminator crew, it was about, them time, about 22 of us, you know. It was like the biggest crew on the road. And then there was the time when computer thing was coming in and a lot of people were going on the street with just, a lot of artists were going on out there with just a computer. And them time there you have Scare Them crew and all them crew there. You know, but Exterminator, I have to give thanks to Fatis and give him his props because he insisted that we went out with a live band. And them time we have traveled 22, we have harmony singer, you have percussionist, you have chef, you have accountant, you have 22 of us. That was a big crew, I tell you. So sometimes when I see some of the youngsters doing them thing, I have to just look ashamed and say, boy, I remember them days when I go on the road with all 22 people. But right now, it don't make sense to have so much people on the road with you because it's a whole lot involved. You have to talk about rooms, you have to talk about the ticket pricing and all these things. And then you have to pay everyone. And at the end of the day, you need the people who are part of the show. Like harmony singers, you check the musicians, and then your chef, you need a personal chef because you can't go everywhere and go eat out at any part, you understand? And your own engineer, because you have to have your own engineer too. Because sometimes engineers sabotage. A man can sabotage out the road there now. When you're ready for sing and go, sing and your mouth and you sing. Nothing now come out, then just dry down your things so. Oh God. I've never wanted to part with Exterminator or Firehouse Crew. But it had reached a stage where when Sizzla came in the crew, after a while Sizzla started giving up some different types. And his type of songs, he started singing certain type of songs. And because first song Sizzla did when I accosted him, when I approached him, I said, Sizzla, what you doing a song like Smoke the Herb and Get a Humble Tart? Babylon Can't Stop This One, what's it, not that. And I said, my brother, come here. If you get a humble tart, what make you have your rat, my brother? What you mean by rat? I say, you have your cuss bad word. You have no word about it. I say, guile word. So I say, right away, I'm ready to find passage to show him, say, you know, I have to control, and the words of I and I mouth and meditation of I and I heart be acceptable in their sight. So if you assume this position as a high priest, turban up and say, Emmanuel, you sing all them great songs like Black Woman and Child and Mountains Around Jerusalem, if I blaspheme your job. What's the need to go over that side to go sing them kind of thing? So he kind of scoffed at me and he never took the advice or my reprimand lightly. And I think he took offense to what I said to him. And so I went to Fatis. I said, Mr. Fatis, you don't hear one song Sizzla about it has a cuss word about bad word and thing and Fatis, Fatis turned to me and said, well, him young, him young man, so so I have to just say with him. So I say young, so I say Fatis, look all these years me and you live on this road and we have built a label and you have a catalog of hits after hits. And you tell me now you got just allow a young youth for just come mash up what we have and spoil what we have then. So come on man, we said no, that is young. And no, you have to talk to the man. Talk to the youth before him turn a man stop and Fatis. Fatis never listen. Fatis low, Sizzla for doing thing, and then Sizzla went deeper into the profanity and started singing some other things. So when I see this kind of thing, I said, no, this is where I have to part ways. Because Fatis was not strong enough to control Sizzla. And then the negative vibe was creeping up. And at the same time, it was Jesse Gender who was also in Sizzla's ears. telling him a bunch of things. Because Jesse Jenner, he came in the crew. I thought he came as a good brother, but I thought he had ulterior motive. Why I say this? When Jesse Jenner first came into the Exterminator, Jesse was wearing jerry curls when he came to Jamaica. Bellfoot pants and some nice, I mean, he was dressing like an Italian, one of them Italian mafia. That's all Jesse had loved. I'm not putting on, I'm not taking off. The truth is the truth. But some stars said to him, Jesse Jenner had I remember one time he had a pants with some big buckle at the front of him. I said to him, Jesse, mine lightning lick them buckle there and really cold. You're in Australia now, when I do, watch them buckle there. I must say, what are you talking about? It's lightning, and we are the lightning God. Bona Magaga and all. So Jesse came with that energy and it started going into Sizzla's head. From Jesse came into the Exterminator crew, Sizzla started born God too. Because Jesse was a man with born in God and all kind of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting on, I'm not taking off. The truth is the truth. And if I want the truth to be told, come to the messenger, I'm going to tell it as it is. When the energy was changing in the Exterminator, I said it's time to go. I have to do my own thing. I said, Fatis, I'm sorry, sir, but let me find a different management. And Fatis couldn't believe the day when I told Fatis that I go have to go part ways because I don't like what I see happening. And Fatis was also fueling it because he was ready to book shows like with Sizzla and then he had produced some other song with another artist called Prince Malachi. And if you notice, Prince Malachi sounded somehow like me. So he was going on the road with Malachi and Sizzla. So somehow I started see some good thing I go on like Fatis. I don't know if his greed got into Fatis that he wanted to have two shows on the road. Like you could have Mike General and Luciano. Because I know Mike now deviate from my tradition and me now left Mike from the tradition. So him said, well, I can't separate them two years. So, and then after a while, turbulence came to the scene and there was another youth named Teflon. But things got disarrayed at one time because things get out of hand, because it was as if there was no sense of direction as to how earlier years of Exterminator label, we were more making songs to make sure to inspire the people and to educate the people, to remind the people about Jah and to keep the people on a traditional pathway with roots and culture. But things had changed, so I deviated and went my pathway. Exterminator, well, Fatis, he was the one who brought the Firehouse Crew. So I couldn't take away Firehouse Crew. If I could move with Firehouse Crew at the time, I could do that. But Fatis was the manager for the Firehouse Crew. So I couldn't do nothing about that. So when I parted ways, I decided to farm my own band and do my own thing because I believe that the music can heal the world. And I want to make only good music, spiritual music, cultural music. I can't join forces with people, man. You can't serve two masters. That's one thing I know. He said, I serve God, I serve the devil. Can't serve God and the devil same time. So that's how it went. And Mr. Dean Fraser is another great maestro where it was an honor to be on the stage and be on the road with Mr. Fraser, I tell you honest truth. Because when I watch all Sunsplash, 1980 Sunsplash and them great Sunsplash and see Mr. Dean Fraser, you realize that Mr. Dean Fraser is a living legend amongst I and I. So I was so honored that even my F-150 that I'm driving, it's Mr. Fraser I buy that F-150 from. And for some reason, even if that engine go bad, I just fix it. Find the parts and fix it because I say it's a legendary chariot, To me, it's an honor that I even get a chance to rub shoulders with these great people and that I could even make my way up the ladder of the music and achieve my own footage or my own foundation and thing. But I have to still give regard and respect to all them great people helped to mold my career, you know. It was heart-rending when I have to depart from Exterminator crew at the time. But it was something that I had to do to safeguard my own sanity and maintain my morality.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, walk good.